What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Let's start it with our first news. Michael Chandler is officially making his long-awaited return to competition, but this time, it won't be inside the UFC octagon. Instead, the former Bellator lightweight champion and current UFC star will showcase his wrestling skills in a new setting. Chandler has officially signed on to face former UFC contender and powerhouse Chad Mendes in a freestyle wrestling match under the Real American Freestyle banner, scheduled for November 29. The announcement sent a wave of excitement through the combat sports community, as both men are known for their explosive athleticism, elite wrestling backgrounds, and high-level experience inside the cage. Chandler broke the news by sharing the official fight poster on his Instagram story, set to the iconic tune of Eye of the Tiger. The nostalgic song choice perfectly matched Chandler's relentless, blue-collar persona and his reputation as one of MMA's hardest-working athletes. This matchup is especially intriguing because it brings two of the sport's most respected veterans together in a completely different environment, one that harkens back to their roots as decorated amateur wrestlers. Before their MMA careers, both Chandler and Mendes were standout collegiate wrestlers. Chandler was a four-time NCAA qualifier and Division I All-American for the University of Missouri, while Mendes was a two-time NCAA finalist for Cal Poly, known for his relentless pace and defensive skills on the mat. Fans have been buzzing about the stylistic clash. Mendes, with his compact build and powerful double-leg takedowns, was always one of the most explosive featherweights in UFC history. Chandler, on the other hand, brings a mix of technical precision and physical intensity that made him a fan favorite in both Bellator and the UFC. This match won't feature striking or submissions, just pure wrestling, which makes it an exciting test of who can impose their grappling dominance without the chaos of MMA. For both fighters, this exhibition represents more than just competition. It's a celebration of their wrestling heritage and a chance to connect with fans outside of the UFC framework. While Mendes retired from MMA in 2019 and briefly competed in bare-knuckle boxing, Chandler has remained active in the UFC but has been waiting for a bout with Conor McGregor that has yet to materialize. This freestyle contest offers Chandler an opportunity to stay sharp, entertain fans, and keep his competitive spirit alive while negotiations for his next UFC fight continue. As November 29 approaches, fans are eagerly debating who will emerge victorious. Will Mendes' speed and explosiveness be enough to overcome Chandler's size and intensity? Or will Iron Mike's relentless drive and collegiate experience give him the edge? One thing is certain, this is a must-watch event for every wrestling and MMA fan. Before we jump into the next story, we have a small favor to ask. If you're enjoying the content, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon. It really helps us out, and ensures you'll never miss an update. Moving on to another news. Dustin Poirier has recently found himself in the spotlight once again, this time not for a fight, but for his reaction to the controversial eye poke incident involving UFC interim heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall. In a video posted online, Poirier addressed the situation directly, offering his thoughts on Aspinall's response during the fight. However, fans were quick to shift their attention away from his comments and toward Poirier himself, noticing two things that quickly became talking points across social media: his noticeably new set of teeth and his seemingly intoxicated demeanor. In the video, Poirier appeared relaxed and candid as he spoke to fans, saying, "A lot of people have been asking me, what's up with Aspinall? What's up with the eye poke? I don't know, man. Only he knows how bad it really was." He continued by reflecting on his own experience as a veteran fighter, adding, "I've been in a lot of fights where I got poked in the eye and I continued, but at the end of the day, only he knows how bad it hurt." While Poirier's comments seemed fair and measured, the attention quickly turned to his appearance. Many fans flooded the comment sections, pointing out that the Diamond appeared to have gotten new veneers, and others speculated about his slurred speech and relaxed tone, suggesting he might have been under the influence. Clips from the video spread quickly across platforms like X, formerly Twitter, and Instagram, with memes and reactions questioning whether Poirier's delivery was due to alcohol, fatigue, or simply his laid-back demeanor. Beyond the online chatter, Poirier's remarks shed light on a broader issue in MMA, the ongoing debate about eye pokes and their impact on fights. Aspinall's incident, which occurred during his recent bout, sparked controversy among fans and analysts alike. Some believed the poke was accidental but fight-ending, while others argued Aspinall could have continued. Poirier, known for his toughness and grit inside the cage, seemed to imply that every fighter's threshold is different and that the decision to continue ultimately depends on the individual's condition in the moment. Despite the viral attention for all the wrong reasons, Poirier's video video also reminded fans why he remains one of the sport's most respected voices. His experience, honesty, and perspective as a battle-tested veteran lend weight to his opinions, even when social media focuses on superficial details. Whether fans agreed with his take or not, one thing was clear: Dustin Poirier's presence always generates discussion. Whether it's his insights into the sport or the casual, unfiltered way he shares them, the diamond continues to shine, even when the conversation turns unexpectedly toward his smile instead of his stance. Moving on to another news, Mackenzie Dern, now the newly crowned UFC Women's Strawweight Champion, has fired back at Din Thomas following his controversial remarks about her recent title fight. Dern earned a unanimous decision victory over Verna Jandiroba at UFC 321, claiming the vacant strawweight title after former champion Zhang Weili decided to move up to flyweight to challenge Valentina Shevchenko. Despite the magnitude of the moment, former UFC fighter and current analyst Din Thomas stirred debate by labeling the bout as the most insignificant title fight in recent UFC history. Appearing on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani, Dern addressed Thomas's comments directly, and she didn't hold back. "Yeah, for sure, it bothered me," she admitted. "I just don't understand that kind of statement. It's like when John Jones vacated his title and Tom Aspinall became champion. Does that make Aspinall's belt insignificant? No. Fighters retire, they move weight classes, things change. But the division doesn't stop because of that. Someone has to fight for the vacant belt." Dern went on to explain that the situation was beyond her control, and that her and Jandiroba were simply the two most deserving contenders left to battle for the title. "When Zhang decided to move up, it opened an opportunity. Who else was supposed to fight for it? We were both on winning streaks. I don't understand how that makes our fight any less meaningful," she said. The champion then took issue with Thomas's perspective as both a commentator and a coach. "It's kind of crazy for me to hear that from someone like Din," Dern continued. "As a commentator, and especially someone who's been in the sport and works with fighters, I expected a little more respect for the athletes who put everything on the line. Every championship fight means something, to the fighters, to the fans, and to the division itself." Dern also defended her opponent, praising Jandiroba's grappling heavy fighting style and toughness. "Verna's no joke," she said. "She's like a strawweight version of Khabib, always pressuring, taking people down, hunting for submissions. She earned her spot, and I earned mine. I don't know who else Din thought should have been there." While Dern made it clear that she wasn't angry, her response carried a tone of disappointment. For her, the victory represented years of dedication and sacrifice, not a minor accomplishment. "At the end of the day, a UFC title is never insignificant," Dern concluded. "Whether it's vacant or defended, it represents the best in the world. I'm proud of what I accomplished, and I'll prove it again in my next fight." With that, Mackenzie Dern not only silenced critics but also reaffirmed her status as one of the most resilient and respected athletes in the sport. Moving on to another news, Islam Makhachev has weighed in on the swirling rumors surrounding a potential UFC lightweight title defense between Ilia Topuria and Paddy Pimblett, and, unsurprisingly, the reigning lightweight champion didn't mince his words. Speculation began online suggesting that Topuria's next bout could come against the fast-rising but polarizing British star Pimblett. However, UFC President Dana White quickly dismissed the talk, clarifying that the promotion hasn't yet decided who Topuria's next challenger will be. When asked for his thoughts on a possible Topuria versus Pimblett matchup, Makhachev made it clear that he doesn't view Pimblett as a legitimate threat to the reigning champion. "Oh man, I don't know," Makhachev said when the topic came up. "Paddy's not a big challenge for Ilia. I don't think he's really been tested yet." The Russian champion went on to question Pimblett's resume, pointing out that the Liverpool native hasn't faced elite-level opponents in the division. "Who did Paddy beat? Tony Ferguson? Who else? Michael Chandler maybe next? Everyone keeps giving him hype, but he hasn't fought the top guys," Makhachev remarked with a slight laugh, taking an indirect jab at Chandler in the process. Makhachev, known for his calculated analysis and calm demeanor, emphasized that more deserving contenders should be next in line for Topuria's title. "I think Arman Tsarukyan should be next," he said firmly. "That guy deserves it. He's been in tough fights and proved himself. He made a mistake when he was supposed to fight me. He got injured and couldn't make weight, but still, he's number one in the division. He's earned his shot." The Dagestani champion also mentioned Justin Gaethje as another possible contender, saying, "Maybe Arman, maybe Gaethje, but not Paddy for sure." According to Makhachev, Topuria versus Pimblett would be a mismatch in both skill and experience. "Honestly, it wouldn't be a big challenge for Ilia. Arman, though, that's a real fight. That's a big deal," he stated. Makhachev's comments comments reflect a growing sentiment among fighters and fans that Pimblett, while charismatic and marketable, still has much to prove before stepping into a title fight. His recent win over Tony Ferguson, though high profile, came against a veteran on a long losing streak, further fueling criticism that the Englishman's rapid rise has been more about popularity than performance. Paddy's never been truly tested, Makhachev concluded. He's got talent, sure, but there's a big difference between hype and championship level. Until he fights real top contenders, people shouldn't even talk about him getting a title shot. With Makhachev's words echoing across the MMA world, one thing is clear: the lightweight division remains stacked with genuine contenders, but in the eyes of its reigning champion, Paddy Pimblett isn't one of them, at least not yet. Moving on to another news, Kamaru Usman has spoken out in defense of Tom Aspinall following recent comments made by Henry Cejudo after UFC 321. During a recent discussion, Cejudo suggested that Cyril Gane may have humbled Aspinall with his performance, implying that the interim heavyweight champion had been outclassed before the fight ended. Usman, however, strongly disagreed with that assessment, arguing that Aspinall was far from being dominated and that the fight was much more competitive than Cejudo suggested. "Let's not just act like Tom was getting his ass whooped out there," Usman said firmly. "Tom looked fast, strong, and powerful. He was throwing hard shots too. They both touched each other. It's not like Gane was running away with the fight." Usman acknowledged that Gane appeared more composed and effortless during exchanges, but maintained that Aspinall was very much in the fight before the ending. "Sure, Cyril looked smooth. He always does. That's his style. But Tom wasn't out of his depth. He was right there the whole time." Cejudo's original comments suggested that Gane had "papped up" Aspinall, a phrase implying that the Englishman was taken to school or humbled, and that the experience would serve as a wake-up call for him moving forward. "He got 4 minutes of humbling, bro," Cejudo said. "God papped him up a little bit." Usman took issue with that framing, countering that the narrative didn't reflect what actually happened inside the octagon. "Everybody's good in this game," Usman explained. "You can lose at any moment, but saying someone got humbled or dominated in 4 minutes, nah, that's not accurate. It was competitive. Tom landed his shots and looked dangerous the entire time." The former welterweight champion also noted that the experience might actually serve as motivation for Aspinall rather than a setback. "If anything, this pisses Tom off even more," Usman said. "This just gives him more fuel to the fire. You can tell he's one of those guys who doesn't need to talk much. He just gets better every time. This kind of loss only sharpens someone like him." Usman added that he's noticed a difference in how fans and analysts react to Aspinall compared to other fighters, suggesting that people sometimes underestimate his abilities because of his calm, respectful demeanor. "People call him a nice guy, but look how he puts people away," Usman said. "That's a killer mindset behind that smile. He's dangerous." Usman concluded by reminding fans not to overlook Aspinall's potential for a comeback. "He's still one of the best heavyweights in the world," he said. "Everyone loses, but how you respond is what defines you. I think Tom comes back stronger, smarter, and scarier than before." With the anticipation for a potential Aspinall-Gane rematch growing, Usman's words add an extra layer of intrigue, and a reminder that one rough night doesn't define a champion's future. Moving on to another news, Daniel Cormier has voiced his frustration after Tom Aspinall released footage of what he believed was a private conversation between the two ahead of UFC 321. The video, posted on Aspinall's YouTube channel, captured a behind-the-scenes interaction where Cormier appeared to speak candidly about the state of the heavyweight division and Aspinall's potential future. In the clip, Cormier can be seen leaning in and telling Aspinall that he's poised to run through the rest of the heavyweight division, while also making a few offhand remarks about fellow contender Jailton Almeida. DC appeared to suggest that Almeida's style wasn't suited to dominating at the elite level, saying, "You can change your life, man, but Almeida, he can't fight these matchups in this division." After realizing the footage had been uploaded publicly, Cormier admitted he wasn't happy with how things unfolded. On his show with Chael Sonnen, he explained that he thought UFC Embedded was filming at the time and didn't realize the microphone clip to Aspinall's shirt was for the English fighter's personal channel. "I thought it was Embedded," Cormier said. "They're always around, and I know Embedded would never air something like that without checking. I didn't realize Tom was filming for his own YouTube." Cormier also expressed regret over how his comments about Almeida were interpreted. "I feel bad bad about that, man," he said sincerely. "Jailton's been nothing but respectful to me since he got to the UFC. I think he's a great guy, and I didn't mean to disrespect him. What I was trying to say to Tom was that Almeida is an incredible grappler, elite level stuff, but he still needs to round out his game. The grappling is great, but there's not a lot of damage being done." The former two-division UFC champion went on to explain why he felt the release of the footage crossed a line. "When you lean in and talk quietly to a fighter, that's supposed to stay between you and them," Cormier said. "That's a private moment. I was a little upset that Tom and his team put that out. It's not the end of the world, but I didn't expect it." Despite the controversy, Cormier didn't hold a grudge against Aspinall, saying he understood how the situation might have been an oversight rather than intentional disrespect. However, he made it clear that moments like that could lead to misunderstandings. "You just have to be careful," he added. "It's a reminder that mics are always on, and cameras are always rolling." Cormier concluded by reiterating his respect for Almeida and the rest of the division, acknowledging that the Brazilian contender still has a bright future ahead. "He's a great athlete," DC said. "Once he adds more striking and damage to his ground game, he's going to be a real problem for everyone." In the end, the situation serves as a reminder that in the era of constant filming and behind-the-scenes access, even private moments between fighters and analysts can quickly become public talking points.